How's everybody doing? I'm going to talk to you about some ideas that we're stewing. I'm going to have to start keeping my videos short. They're throttling my fucking data somehow. And it's taking me, the video that I've got uploading right now has been uploading for 5 hours. It's only fucking like 13 minutes long, people. I used to have 5G. Now I only have 4G, miraculously. And it's normally 1 or 2 bars. And so they're doing it somehow. They're trying to keep my words from getting out, man. And so, with that, first I want to say, when I get in there day one, I'm going to genuinely stop all these goddamn wars, people. All of these things can be solved. They're all solvable. And the reality is, man, we're in a bunch of goddamn wars, conflicts, and we're in with a bunch of fucking people. They don't even share the same fucking interests as us, first and foremost. But we're in a bunch of goddamn nothing burger, unnecessary ass conflicts. And it's all the goddamn time, people. My entire fucking life, the United States has always been in a conflict. Like, literally, we're a 250-year-old nation. Of the 250 years, people, we've only known peace for 4 fucking years. We've been in a war or in some kind of fucked up situation for 246 years out of our 250 years, I believe it is. Enough's a goddamn enough, people. Enough's a fucking enough. How many goddamn sons and daughters do we need to bury? How many goddamn poor people do we need to fucking slaughter? Enough's a goddamn enough, America. Enough's a fucking enough. I don't care if you like it. I don't care. Nobody's threatening us. Nobody's threatening our fucking way of life. Anybody that tells you otherwise is just trying to prey on goddamn fear. Nobody is goddamn threatening any goddamn American's way of fucking life other than Americans. That's who the fuck is threatening America's life, is Americans. Not anybody goddamn abroad. So we're going to get rid of that shit, people. We're done with it, man. We're done with it, dude. We are going to use our money on goddamn bettering the goddamn world, bettering our fucking country. How about that for a goddamn idea? How about keep America's dollars in goddamn America and stop sending them abroad for death and destruction? That's a really good idea. I can get behind that. So with that, there's social issues we have. And the reality is, what I'm suggesting to do is we've got homeless issue, we've got food insecurity, which the food insecurity will be addressed over time, but you can't just magically make food insecurity disappear like that, people. I live in an agricultural area, so I understand farming. I grow quite a bit of food. I get it, man. It takes years, people, to get your storehouses up and everything like that. It takes a couple years as a nation, and that's if everything goes perfectly as planned, people. And so what you have to understand is we're going to put food forests in. We're going to change the whole face of the United States, period, point blank. That's what we're going to do. But that doesn't happen overnight. It takes a decade for a fruit tree to get to the size that it's bearing significant fruit, people. And so we got hungry people now. And so I'm proposing the idea that we procure all the theme parks. What we basically be doing is sending that money into a nonprofit. And there's a couple things I want to address. First and foremost, it's going to cost about $27 billion to buy all the theme parks. But that offers us a lot of unique opportunities. For one, I would want to see our service members get passes, like 2-day passes for them and their loved ones, whether it be their family or girlfriend or whatever, so that when they get leave, they can go to theme parks. The second thing that I'd like to see is to incentivize, because we got theme parks all over the United States, people. I'd like to incentivize our young people, when they graduate like 5th or 6th grade, and then they graduate 8th grade, and then they graduate high school, go ahead and just give them a pass to them and say their parents, or once they're 18, graduating high school, give it to them and like a friend or whatever. But open it up and do that. There's all kinds of things that we can do with that. But essentially, when you're going to a theme park, that money, we would own that. The money would then go into a nonprofit, people. And with that, what we're going to address is the homelessness issue and the food insecurity issue. food insecurity issue is going to cost about $2 million a year, give or take. That one I'm not too worried about. The homelessness issue is going to take some sweet talking. I don't think it's going to take a lot of sweet talking, to be honest. What we're going to do is go to Walmart and we're going to say, hey, look, you got the FEMA contracts. We want your buildings. Because they're just trying to they're in a deal with the United States government to prevent having to pay taxes, people. And basically, they're all these fucking vacant Walmarts all over the United States. That's why they're in these goddamn deals with the government for FEMA camps. But we don't need a bunch of FEMA camps. What we need are homeless shelters, people. That's what the fuck we need. And so we just, put together a think tank and locate the demographics in the areas where the homeless shelters are needed. And we'll go in, make the goddamn contract null void with FEMA, and we'll take it over and we'll build homeless shelters there so that we can get these people off of the street and try and get them social workers and some people to work with them. Is ultimately what it is. We're going to use the money for that also, which to do that, we're looking at about $5 billion. So then you got $2 billion a year. The other thing that I want to do with that is, this is all going to be a process, people. This isn't going to happen overnight, but our education system is archaic, people. It's built on a 100-year model. It's actually about a 120-year model. And a whole lot of nefarious actors have been involved in our education system. We're led to believe that genius is uncommon, but genius is actually very common, people. It's not until you go into the education system and they thwart it out of you, they beat it out of you, that genius disappears, bottom line. And so, what I want to do is, for one, I want to use some of that money to give existing teachers a raise. Our educators are not being paid enough. First and foremost. The second thing that I want to do is get more teachers. We need more teachers so that we can get the teacher to student ratio down lower. Because what we're going to do is, when your children go into school, when they have the steps, from kindergarten to first grade, then from 6th grade to 7th grade, what we're going to do is test the children. We're going to test them, and we're going to find out what areas of interest they have and what areas they excel in. And we're going to have like 10 different programs where we feed students into essentially tailor-made programs that fit their interests. So if you like animals, you're going to go into a science, a biology program. And we're going to raise goddamn so many geniuses. We're going to change the whole face of the United States, because we're going to put education, we're going to actually put it on a pedestal, and we're going to raise some of the best and brightest damn children in the fucking planet. That's what the hell we're going to do. And the way you do that is just, all you have to do, kids naturally have curiosity. That's why I want to get these kids out there firing rockets, which is something else that I would do with the money that's coming from, that we're earning from all the theme parks. I want to get rockets to the children, because with that, it's curiosity, but it's fun. But it makes you, when you do things like that, it just makes things click, for one, but it also makes you, just naturally fuels that. Whatever you have as a child, it fuels it, bottom line. And that's what we need. We need to create a system, an education system, that is funneling but feeding specifically to children's interests. Not this fucking dumb shit we're doing now, because it's not helping us. It's not helping us. Easily you could argue that, it's not easily argued, it's a fact, that average intelligence is dropping. Now you can say, it's chemicals, it's fucking the food's problem, it's all kinds of shit. But ultimately, it's education, it's electronics, people. That's what it is. When you're all sitting there all day long fucking doom scrolling and swiping, you give children fucking iPads when they're fucking a year old. You know what I mean? They're not going out and catching tadpoles. They're not raising tadpoles into froglets. They're not going out and doing all these... They're not walking to ponds and going fishing. Like, kids don't do this shit, people. Hell, when I go by parks, I barely even see kids sledding sometimes. So, that's how you learn, people. So we've got to start feeding these kids with interest in essentially specialty education, so that we can stay at the forefront, people. Because right now we're falling the fuck off. And so that's a couple of things that I want to address with it. I want to work on food security. I want to work on the homeless epidemic that we have in the United States. I want to work on getting better paid to the educators. I want to get more teachers. And then I want to get together a lot of smart people and come up with a better education system that's more tailor-made to fit students' special interests. So with that, peace and blessing be upon your home. But that's the type of shit I'm on. That's what I'm thinking about right now, is how to solve a lot of these problems that we have. And they make it out like they're monumentally, like they're really complicated, but they're not that complicated, people. They're not that complicated. It just, we lack people that have vision, because they're all brought up in the same system, and it's a system that dims shine. It's a system that dims genius. And so the reality is we don't have a whole lot of geniuses that have the ability to have vision. And so that's kind of where we're at right now. That's what there's not been a lot of great leaps, truth be told, by humanity. And so I'm a visionary. I'm here to try to bring about some great leaps. I'm trying to get my people out of fucking bondage. That's the goal here.